We got day 2 draft grades coming at you, Saints fans. But first, I want to break down the selection of Jonas Sanker, the safety out of Virginia. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. For the next 3-4-ish minutes, I'm going to talk about the selection that the Saints made at 93 overall, because I didn't get a chance to discuss it yet. But the back half, we're going into grades. So if you just want to see what I grade every selection on day 2, I'd say fast forward to like the 5-ish minute mark, and you'll be able to get the content. Now, really quick, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Guys, we have had over 10 hours of live coverage already. And guess what? We're going to be back at it tomorrow. Back at it, and we're going to be back and better than ever. 10 a.m. we're going live, Lopez? We're going to be back in the studio by 8 a.m. No sleep till the end of the draft, baby. No sleep to the undrafted free agencies class. And no sleep until we continue to give y'all the best content ever and until that's all said and done. So subscribe and join us today. Now let's talk Jonas Sanker. Very mixed reviews in terms of this selection. I think when it comes to the pick, I like it. I don't love it. I still think offensive weapon is a massive hole on the Saints roster. You've taken an offensive lineman so far, a quarterback, D lineman, and a safety. So although I don't mind this pick, I've even taken Jonas Sanker in some of my personal mock drafts. He's mostly a strong safety for Virginia. I like him, but I would have rather gone a different route at 93. Dare I say maybe he's available there tomorrow at, the next pick for the Saints? I don't know. But I do want to give him credit, and I do want to give him his flowers. Tom Downey, our draft expert here, had a early 4th-round grade, so I'd say it's pretty good value there. Turns 23 in November. He does have special team ability, and he has a lot of reps there, and he does have positional flexibility. So he should have a decent floor as a backup in the National Football League. You put him behind Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Reed, and for the foreseeable future, this is a player that can learn, that can grow, and until it's ready for him to go, He has time to develop. And honestly, maybe this is a long-term JT Gray replacement as well. The special teams gunner. We'll have to see how long he still has left in his NFL career. But I will say for a guy who has 5 career fumble recoveries, 4 forced fumbles, he has a nice build, a lot of special team experience. He's really good length, and he's willing to hit. That's something I really like about his game. He's a little bit of a thumper. He has a little bit of a Talanoa Hufanga comp to him. So I don't love the pick. I like it. I don't love it. This kind of been the theme of the draft so far. I don't love the picks. I don't hate them. I really like the Kelvin Banks pick, for what it's worth. I really, really like that one. But I will say for this player specifically, for Jonas Sanker, I think when you take into consideration what Kellen Moore has said about Jonas Sanker, he thinks he's a really good football player. He likes the ability that he can provide to the Saints defense. And I think that he's a player that can be used can be used in a creative fashion by Brandon Staley. And I'll also add this, you can line him up kind of anywhere. He played deep, he played in the nickel, and he was mostly a nickel in 2022. So there is some flexibility, and there is the option to line him up anywhere here on the Saints defense as the defensive back. Now, really quick, I'm going to get to my draft grades here in a moment, but today's show would not be made possible if it weren't for our awesome friends over at Mando. Guys, you got to get some full-body deodorant. It's springtime. The weather's warming up, and that means you're getting stinky. Personally, I'm most looking forward to going to some pool days, going on a vacation, hanging out on the patio with a cold beverage, or maybe just taking a nice stroll with Dude and Maddie. I'm looking forward to it even more because I've started using Mando whole-body deodorant. Lopez was actually even telling me when we went live, bro, how are you smelling so good after 5 hours of draft coverage? Well, it's because Mando has me hooked up. Not only are these wipes so awesome, the spray deodorant, I'm telling you right now, second to none. Look at that. So clean. I'm going to put some on right now. I got to freshen up right now. We got the bourbon leather scent. It smells so good. Invisible spray. You can't even tell. I just put on deodorant. Lopez, smell those pits. What do you think? Pretty good? Yeah, man, you better get started with Mando, brother. Mando's the best. It's the best for a reason. Mando has a special offer for our new customers. You can get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code CHAT at shopmando.com. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice. I highly recommend the spray deodorant and the deodorant wipes. They are awesome. And by the way, you also get free shipping. So as a special offer for listeners of Saints Now, new customers will get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That's CHAT. It equates to over 40% off your entire starter pack. So use code CHAT at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell Mando that Saints Now sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. By the way, Mando, you can use it all over your body, not just pits. You can use it in your privates. You can use it in the back privates. You can use it belly, whatever you want, just for what it's worth. Let's go draft day 2 grades. I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. They're not very high. They're just not high. Kelvin Banks was the number 9 overall selection. I like that pick a lot for what it's worth. I think it's a really, really good selection. Of course, you could have gone with a offensive weapon or a defensive pass rusher or a top corner or something available. But I really, really like Kelvin Banks. I think he has the ability to be a starting offensive lineman for the Saints for the foreseeable future. Tyler Shough, shocking selection. Honestly, not that shocking. Shocking selection, though. Round 2, 40 overall. The fact that the Saints didn't trade up makes me feel a little bit better about it, but I'm just going to ultimately grade this a C. I'll say this. I will not ever sit here and try to convince you Tyler Shough's a good quarterback. I'm not going to try and sway your opinions, but I will tell you, I think a head coach deserves the opportunity to work with his quarterback. And if Kellen Moore believes Tyler Shough is his guy, then I'm willing to see what he's capable of. He does have a really nice arm. He has a very accurate deep ball. He's a good thrower of the football. There's no question about that. But he does turn 26 in September, so he'll be 26 by the time he takes his first snap in the NFL. He's older than Trevor Lawrence. He was a middle school teammate of Brock Purdy. And by the way, he was also roommates and teammates with Juwan Johnson when they were both at Oregon. I grade this to C. I don't hate the pick. I don't love the pick. I would have rather gone with the player that you can have a better impact immediately. I don't know if Shough will start this year. I would assume he does if you're drafting him at 40 overall. Feels to me like that's a pick to start this year. So Spencer Rattler, you better get ready to compete if you want to continue to have a job here in New Orleans. Let's talk about Vernon Broughton. He is the pick at 71, the first of the 2 third-round picks the Saints made. Vernon Broughton, I grade this one a C. And honestly, I would probably go C+/B- kind of somewhere in there. I don't hate this pick. I'm going to say it again. I just kind of like it. For what it's worth, he's a really, really good run stopper, and the Saints were 30th in yards per rush and also rushing yards per game last year, and that's bad. So this is a player who can help fix that. I'm not necessarily sure if he's a great pass rusher. I can tell you actually for a fact he's not the most polished pass rusher. However, he's a good rotational player. And when you consider the strengths of Devon Godshaw as a nose tackle in the middle, that is a player who can ultimately take over afterwards. But with Bryan Bresee being an excellent pass rushing defensive tackle, not much of a run stopper, I do think that it does soften a little bit and does add some quality talent to the defensive line, and it adds an element that quite frankly has been lacking. So I'm going to grade it C+, B-. I'm going to go C just for the size of it. He has nice length. He has really good size. He can hunker down as a run defender. That being said, he's a late bloomer, and he does have a somewhat issue of missing tackles, 14.3 career missed tackle rate over the course of his career. Did not do any athletic testing, so we'll have to see what happens. Now let's talk Jonas Sanker. I grade this one a B. B, because I do think DB was a need. I like the player. I would have rather gone like Cam Scadaboo here. I also think that there's other options that were on the board that could have been a little bit more enticing. The fact that Shedeur Sanders, by the way, is still on the board is insane. Just got to take a quick second to acknowledge that. What the hell is that about? That's crazy. But Jonas Sanker, I think he is a guy that you could plug in as a rotational player, and he can really learn from some quality. Sorry, they got Tyler Shough on TV and his family, his dog. The dog's already got a Saints bandana on. That's pretty sick. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's doing all right. Tyler Shough's doing okay. He actually might be an all-pro. Who knows? But Jonas Sanker, like, I think he has a really good opportunity to learn from some really good players, some really quality veterans in Justin Reed, JT Gray, and Tyrann Mathieu. I think this is a good situation for this football player. So I graded a B. Again, I wish that I could grade these picks higher. I really, really do. Overall, the draft grade for day 2 is a C+. The whole entirety, I'm still going to go C+, because I liked that selection of Kelvin Banks. I just don't love the other selections that have been made as much. And maybe I'm alone in that opinion. Maybe I'm not. But I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. To recap, Kelvin Banks, Tyler Shough, Vernon Broughton, Jonas Sanker. How are we doing on time, by the way? We good? Cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to cut it short, because I just look. I think this is a draft that we will not see the benefits in year 1. In year 2 and 3 is really when I think we're gonna see how good or bad these picks truly are. We got to give Tyler Shough a chance. I don't care that he's going to be 26. Age to me isn't really that big of a factor anymore. Plus, a quarterback with a lot of experience, a lot of quality reps, in a lot of different schemes. That is something positive in my opinion. I'm going to choose to look at it in a positive light rather than negative. Vernon Broughton, Jonas Sanker, all in all, those are your selections for the Saints so far. You have 2 4th rounders tomorrow, no 5th rounders, a 6th and the 7th. So 5 picks, 4 rounds, right? Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 picks, 4 rounds. We'll see what happens. Saints fans, wait, is that right? 5 picks? Am I doing it? It's 10 hours of draft coverage kept catching up to me. 4, 4, no, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 5 picks. 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the... Okay, grade the picks. Grade the draft so far. A, B, C, D, or F. We're clearly delusional, but that's not going to stop us from giving you guys draft content tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe. Live all 7 rounds. Big home stretch tomorrow. Let's go and get some good picks. Let's go and make some smart selections, and hopefully Kellen Moore can continue to build this roster the way he sees is the best, and hopefully the Saints just can add some juice, because quite frankly, there's not a lot of it right now. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.